Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is Tyrone back with Tech Life. So Verizon recently upgraded this tower in my market, El Paso, Texas. It went from having, I don't want to say no capacity, but capacity constraints to now adding 140 megahertz of C-band, in a couple of days. It didn't really take that long. And the significance of this is not only does this area now have C-band and plenty of capacity from this tower, but Verizon also overbuilt the area with, material infrastructure and capital, and they built out millimeter wave. So there is a lot of millimeter wave nodes that are surrounding this tower. So now that gives Verizon huge options as we talk about FWA. So they can sell homes to FWA off of this tower further away because this tower has reach, and any home, because there's a lot of homes in this particular area, and then any home that's nearby the millimeter wave node, point to point, they can sell just using the millimeter wave. So plenty of options for Verizon in this area. Huge capacity profile when we're discussing, and remember, the millimeter wave, that was a grind, right? You had to build additional fiber, you had to put up the nodes, you had to bring fiber to the node, and it wasn't just one node. I mean, there's several nodes, like 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 throughout all of these neighborhoods. And now you're coming in with the C-band, which brings more capacity further from the site. So it's a great strategy, in my opinion, where we're headed, right? The future is data speeds are important because of what, we may be getting in the future. I'm not talking about use cases, but just, devices, equipment, 4K, 8K, whatever's coming in the future. And the capacity, right, to be able to handle the data usage that continues to increase. So it's a very telling strategy, right? So if I had to take a guess in this video, I'd say, you know what, Verizon would probably never look into building out fiber to the premise in my market because of all the work that they've already done on the wireless side. Right. There's just so many nodes, so much millimeter wave, and any time that they decide, they can build more of it very quickly. So I don't think Verizon is going to all of a sudden pivot and say, oh, we're gonna bring fiber to the market, right? When they can effectively sell into the base in El Paso, just doing it with FWA because they've done the work. They've embraced the grind. There's a ton of millimeter wave that they can sell into these homes and easily offer a gig speed. So there's no need to all of a sudden pivot and say, hey, we're gonna buy a fiber, we're gonna overlay fiber in this market, and we're now gonna sell Fios, right? That's just not gonna happen. So if the network has extensively been built for capacity, I don't see those areas ever going to fiber, in my view, unless something drastically changes. Like if they take all these millimeter wave nodes off and rip and replace, I don't see that happening. Then we can have a different discussion. But until then, I fully expect Verizon to really blanket this market with just FWA and compete against fiber and cable that way. So let me know your thoughts in the comments. Like, share, subscribe. See y'all in the next one. Peace.